Right, here we have a question where we are having a look at the origins of psychology, specifically Wundt. And Wundt can be mentioned because he's named on our specification. Now, this is a bit of a funny question. So it says discuss and it says contribution. It's a contribution that Wundt made. Now, again, as soon as I see Wundt, I think introspection. And I also think father of psychology. Now, if it was asking me to describe who Wundt was, etc., they would be fine for me to talk about. But this word here is asking me, what's he done for psychology? Now, this is 4 marks, so this is quite a big question. I'm looking at spending about 6 minutes answering this question. So I'm going to be thinking, what do I want to talk about? Now, to start off with, I am going to just introduce Wundt. I'm going to say who he is. So I could mention that he's father of psychology, but that might get me 1 mark. Okay. So I might say that he started psychology off. So what? This is where the contribution comes in. So how has this contributed to psychology? How has this aided, bettered, improved psychology? So I could say that he's the father of psychology. He started he started observing and measuring the mind and behaviour. I'm looking at another mark there. Okay. So he's the father of psychology. He set up the first psychology lab, and this involved observing and measuring the mind and behaviour. Then I need to say, this has contributed to psychology. I need to use the keywords in the question. So I'm mentioning that it's contributed to psychology. As it started off the experimental method, I'm going to say. So I've said who he is. I said what he did. He did. And I have said how this has contributed to psychology. Okay? That's what it's looking for. Now, if I didn't have this bit in about how he has contributed to psychology, I'd get a maximum of 2 marks. It's a limiting factor, in other words, because I haven't used the key stuff from that question. So that is what I would talk about. Okay? I'd probably say father of psychology, observing and measuring the mind and behaviour. I might say this is called introspection, just to make sure that I'm going to get those 4 marks. And then this has contributed to psychology as it started off the experimental method. Sounds quite easy when you see it like this, but it requires some thought processes. So this is definitely one question where you need to put your pen down when you read it and think, what is this question asking you? What are you going to write for it? So if you didn't get 4 marks for this one, can you please take these notes and what I've explained and try and write a paragraph explaining the contribution? And I would suggest highlighting when you use this word contribution or contributed in your response.